Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode in my Let's Play series. The last episode, if you watched, we dealt with our villagers. So right now, I've actually had to turn them off. If you can listen. Yeah, there's quite a few villagers backed up here, so I had to go ahead and turn it off. Because I'm not going to need that many at the moment, so went ahead and turned that off, and the only thing I had to do here was get rid of the beds. So I've got the villager breeder turned off at the moment. The next thing what I would need to do is go ahead and shoot some up to wherever I'm going to store them at. But for right now, I'm going to put that on hold because there's some other things that I want to do. As you can see, I dug another little hole, a tunnel from the villager breeder, and it goes all the way up here to my house that I have, and then make it easy access to come over here and put into where my villagers are stored at. So right now, I got a few villagers: efficiency, unbreaking, silk touch, mending, all the key stuff that I need. This one had flame and fire aspect. Fire aspect again, affinity. So I use that one for affinity, but I still need more for protection and all the other things that I'm going to need to have a nice library. Alright, so in the meantime, what I've been working on is I threw together this little lava farm, which all it is a simple, you put a lava source above a block, and then put your dripstone below the block, and it will slowly fill up the cauldrons. And then over here, I've just been storing my lava buckets. I don't have very many buckets left. I'll need to make some more. Thankfully, I have an iron farm. But as you can see, it's a pretty easy and very capable energy source. So right above the farm is where my furnace array sits, and this is pretty much where I'm going to keep it as. I'm not going to make anything more complex for right now, maybe later on down the road. But for now, all I'm going to do is feed the lava buckets into the back here, and what I'm going to do is just come up the back and have a little water stream, and then have any overflows sitting over here. Alright, it's time to get started, so I'm going to need to get my handy dandy
Notebook!
Yep, you guessed it, redstone box. And let's get started. Put the dropper there. Then we'll have a hopper line going this way. Oh, and it's already going to start filling up. Well, let's disconnect that temporarily. So we've got the hopper in place. Now we need to set up a little clock. So whenever an item comes into the dropper, a comparator will compare and check it. So it's going to compare that, and then we need to extend the signal off of there. And I always use smoothstone, so that way I know when I'm digging and I see something different, I need to stop what I'm doing so I don't tear up any redstone or anything going on, water or whatever. So we feed that into a block, and then I'm going to take some redstone dust here, another repeater off there, and then some more redstone dust off there. And this will make a clock, and then the only thing left would be to power that. which having my source, my water coming up from here, I don't really want to put a block here with redstone on top because it's going to interfere with the water. So what I'm going to do is get a target block. Alright, so I got target block. That'll redstone signal will feed into that and power the dropper or dispenser. In this case, it's a dropper. Then I want to put a soul sand on top of it. So when I have full water sources on top, it will create a bubble column, allowing the items to flow upwards. Go ahead and fill that in. And I'll wait to put in this hopper here until I get done, so that way it can already start. So I need to go up top and put in some water sources. Alright, so let's start filling this in with water sources. As you can see, we're starting to get the bubbles from the soul sand. And we're just going to keep going up until we get to the top. Get out of there. And a little bit of a side note, if you don't have adequate enough water sources, or if it's a really long bubble column and you don't want to use tons and tons of buckets, you can swap that soul sand out temporarily for a gravel or sand or dirt, and you can place kelp on it, grow the kelp up all the way inside of one water source, and it'll make the entire thing water sources, and then you can just break the block with a kelp and then add your soul sand, and then it'll work just fine. I usually like to use glass for my water because I can see it. I may be mining and I see some other blocks and decide to mine through it. But if it's glass, I'll know it's water, and that way I know it's not going to make a mess or anything like that. Alright, so a little fun fact. If you put a slab over this right here, this top water source, it will not disturb the water source. And now you can actually place a bucket of water behind. And whenever you break this slab, it'll keep the water source. So when it shoots up items, they will continue to flow down this way. If you don't, it will affect, and you'll have if you have a full water source here and they just kind of shoot up and it doesn't have the nice trajectory or anything like that. So another thing here is I need to have the water come down to here. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is put a slab here to stop that water source and start another one here. Now you can see it comes all the way down. And once we're done, I'm going to want to top this whole layer off so that way items can't get in here and the items can't shoot out either for any reason. One last thing that I need to do is I'm going to replace this block right here with ice, so that way the items, when they shoot up and slide over, they don't just get stuck on the glass, they'll continue to slide. Now I use blue glass just because I have it already. You can use packed ice. Regular ice I wouldn't suggest because any high light level can cause it to melt. And then the last thing I need to do, which I hope I don't make a mess, is remove that. Alright, so now we're going up here. You can see the lava buckets are coming in steadily. Now they'll keep going until they fill that one hopper line up right here. And then once it fills up this two, it'll go to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, until it comes all the way down. Now, when it gets to the end, my overflow, I'm going to have, which these may have been too fast, but I'm going to have an overflow, and I have a chest right here. And then that will keep any from despawning. And 3 double chests here, like so. And now all I need to do is add in some hoppers down below, so that way I can catch any leftovers that I have, because I don't really have an indicator telling me when it's full or not full. So this will be the best option for me. So we'll put in hopper here, here, and there. And now I need to get out of here. That was stupid. Dang it. Work harder, not smarter, they said, right? Nah. Perfect. Are you ready for the best bamboo farm ever? Probably not. Behold, high-tech Redstone Prowess bamboo. But I almost forgot one thing. Put that there. Put that there. Boop, boop. Boop. Now we can turn it on and off. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the machine on. Wow, look at it go. The rates of this are just enormous. So easy, so efficient. And look, even my panda over here loves it. Alright, as you can see, I've got my flying machine going now. Just a simple, small little flying machine inside of one chunk. The only thing left I need to do now is add in some bamboo down here. And then underneath, add a pickup system. And then we should be good to go. And I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'll just have, just inside one chunk, some bamboo. And then a hopper minecart underneath, picking it up. And I may have it come underneath to my storage system. Because right below us is... You don't belong there. But right below us is my chest and all that. So I may have a chest somewhere for bamboo. And literally I can just have it come straight into my chest and then be good to go. One thing that I was thinking about doing was not only having the bamboo come in, but have it convert to wood or straight into bamboo blocks already, because that's what I am going to be using most of it for anyways. And then if I needed to, I could just convert it into bamboo. So you can just come back through and put it into bamboo planks, make chests, anything like that. And then if I really needed bamboo by itself, then I could just come out here and run a cycle of it and be fine. As you can tell, my cows and sheep are no longer here because I just got tired of hearing them. So that is where this may have came from. I got a nice little Jeb sheep head. But yeah, let's get that bamboo planted and see what we can do from there. Alright, I got the track laid out. Now the next thing I need to do is make a pickup system. So I got a little hole dug out here. So what I'm going to take is put a block there, and I'm using these smooth stone blocks once again because anytime I put redstone or anything on top of it and I'm mining, I don't want to, if I see a smooth stone block, I'm going to stop what I'm doing to make sure I'm not going to break anything. So I believe if I take a note block here, I need an observer. Nope, I gotta make it the other way. Facing that way. Next, I want to take another solid block. Then I need another observer as well. And this one I'm going to need observing that note block. So that way it'll observe the rail, power the note block, and change directions. And then the observer will pick it up. And then next I want to power a dropper and dispenser. Dropper first, and then a dispenser on top of it, which I'm going to need some headroom. Dispenser on top of it, so we got dropper, dispenser. Then next we're going to put a cauldron right there with a hopper underneath it going into the dropper. Then take another solid block next to here because whenever the minecart comes down through here, it's going to detect this and it's going to kick on. By the time it's here, it'll dispense another minecart and then send it on back through. So that way we can recycle the minecarts. Now we're going to make the area where it destroys the minecart but picks up the items at the same time. You can waterlog rails. So that's the whole, going to help with this whole thing. On top I need a mud block. Or first we will fill this with, I need lava in here that's going to destroy the minecart. But we'll put a solid block up here, or not a solid block, a mud block, because the mud block is not a full block, and so when items go on it, it will come through. So whenever I have the minecart come through, it will drop down halfway, partially into this lava and break, and then the items will come onto here and get sucked up. So in the end, the minecart thinks that it's gonna connect to this rail when it comes in here, so it partially on this rail, partially in here. The items get sucked up right here, or not sucked up, but they get spit out right here, but there's water to catch it. And then the minecart comes in through here and triggers the dispenser and then shoots it back out again. Another rail going here. Another rail going here. And then one on top. Now the trick here is we're going to put a solid block and something that's not quite a full block, which these mob heads are actually the perfect size. You can also use amethyst clusters. But basically, I'll have a block here, and this is where my water is going to go in this area. was not silk touch. So whenever the minecart comes up here, it's gonna partially hit this block right here, so it's not gonna come all the way in. And then that's gonna make it think it can be picked up on this track here, but it'll partially be in the lava because of the mud. It sinks down a little bit. It's not quite a full block. Breaks it, and then the water here will funnel it into our storage system, which for right now I'm just gonna put a hopper. Now let's plonk that up. Put a half slab right there. And I should have just mined all this dirt out to begin with because I keep having to move it. That's okay. Whenever you're doing any kind of redstone or anything like that, always give yourself plenty of room because later on you don't have to dig it out as you go and it kind of gets a little aggravating. So I like to make sure I prepare myself a little bit more. But when it comes to the water here, I can waterlog this. Now, whenever any items come through, it will dispense, which we can actually put a minecart hopper in here. And I can trigger it. Oh, good. I should probably power that. Put another rail here. Oh, I already have a rail there. Okay. So we want to keep that powered. So now, any items that we throw in here, we'll just throw up a bunch of stuff right here. And when it makes its way back around, it'll pick up those items. And we'll see it make its way around here. Come up here, and all the items get done. The cart gets recycled and gets shot back up here. And then it's off to the races again. Alright, we got a little exterior going here. Now I gotta try to remember to make sure that the slime blocks don't get blocked by anything. So that's why I have these leaves here, which I may change out for glass because I believe you can do the same thing with glass. But for right now, I just added the extra color. Now I did add in this green terracotta. It's green glazed terracotta. So you take green terracotta and you cook it and make it into the glaze variant, and it gives it these patterns. And I kind of sort of like it. I'm not quite sure. I added bamboo right there, but I don't really care for that very much. But one thing I do need to do is the little mechanism to turn it on and off. I want to put it on the outside right here. So I need to go in here. And this terracotta is already hard enough to get into the correct position. So I'm just going to ender pearl into here. Now I need to turn that into, well, it would help if I had my redstone. And well, good on me is I done used all of my ender pearls and I don't feel like finding any more. So what I'm gonna do is use my wings. Just crawl up in here. Now getting out may be a little bit different. Do that. We'll put it on the side of this. And then if I just do a like that, should be enough. I'm gonna try to fly out of here without killing myself. Whew. Like a pro. Alright, now turn it off. Now you can see that turned it off right there. So turn the power off on this, which turn this one on, which turn this on right here. And then when I click it on, it reverses it. Now let's go see what kind of mess we made under here, because yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be too much bamboo for without a storage system. Alright, so I've got my bamboo set up to where it's coming in over in these chests right here. I have my block of bamboo and just my regular bamboo. You can see I've got a little bit of supply already. But if you look back here, we've got our unloading system over here. Still working like a charm. Now if you look down here, it all gets funneled into a chest, which goes into auto crafters that I have set up. Now the one on the bottom is set up to where I can swap it out to be a dispenser if I ever want to get just regular bamboo. But right now I have it set up to where it's a block of bamboo coming out of both, just because that's the majority of what I'm using. And then it gets dispensed and put down in here and goes up here, goes up a water elevator into a sorting system. Now the sorting system I have set up right now is just the block of bamboo as you saw a while ago, and then the regular bamboo here, which I don't have turned on at the moment. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. So if you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like and a comment. And until then, I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.